Today we are going to count down the best rides at Coral Reef Waterworld. So starting off our video with a splash, and Aqua Splash, we have got one of the park's many multimedia water slides. And before you start saying, Tom, what is a multimedia water slide? Well, you just wait, as even though from first sight, this may seem like any other slide with many twists and turns, it's got a pretty cool open section, but apart from that, it's like everything else. The adventure actually begins before the adventure begins. Yeah, before you even head off onto the slide itself, you will see a control panel, and on that control panel, you will see many options, from pirates to sharks to Hawaii to dolphins to fantasy to anything you can imagine. And then once you have picked which one you want, when you then head down the slide, it will be custom to your experience. Even so, if it is still too classic water slide for you, and instead you rather chase the storms, then look no further than our next attraction, Storm Chaser, as even though we'll not be heading into a Maelstrom just yet, on this ride right here, you will once again begin by picking your options. But what makes this one so awesome, amongst the now being a lot more intense, is that you'll be doing the entire thing start to finish on a raft. And trust me when I say, being able to slide down as fast as you can with you being on a raft is something pretty awesome. Who here has a need for speed? Well, if your answer was yes, then look no further than our next attraction, the Cannon. Because if you couldn't have guessed by the name, this slide right here is very, very fast. I mean, just look at them go. On this attraction right here, there'll be no gimmicks such as music or lights or any of that stuff. You will basically be on your body, heading through a very small tube. There's some cool barber lights, but apart from that, it is all for the speed. And so much so in fact, that even once you make it out of the cannon, you'll be able to see your time recorded, so you can beat your time every time you ride, or even turn some of your friends into enemies, frenemies, and try to beat theirs. We've headed down a multimedia water slide, we've been into a storm, and just now shot through a cannon. So what are we missing? Oh yes, being able to head down a toilet bowl. This is Poseidons Peril, and no matter whether they say you're heading into the sea or into Poseidons Peril, you're heading into a toilet bowl, as once you've boarded your raft, and I don't know whether you can, but if you have a choice out of a 1 or 2 person raft, we'd always suggest the one, but we'll get into that later on. You'll begin this adventure by heading through a tube before then shooting out into a giant toilet bowl, or Poseidons Peril, in which you'll spin around and around and around with some awesome storm effects around you before you then come out the end, sometimes even backwards. And that is the reason why we would suggest a 1 person raft, because even though it would be awesome to share those reactions, especially with all of its theming, going down backwards is just 10 times more cool. Do you remember when I mentioned earlier that we'll not be heading into the Maelstrom just yet? Well, now is the time to do so. This is Maelstrom, and it has taken everything that we have done so far to a whole new level, as once you've boarded your raft, this time it doesn't matter if you're in a 1 or 2, because you'll be screaming anyway when heading down the drops, through the tubes, round the interactive elements, but best of all, into a giant funnel section where you rock back and forth down before coming out. Oh, this slide is just crazy, and with it having even more than I just mentioned, for example an open tube like our first slide, if I was going to talk about everything, we would be here for an eternity. So instead I'm going to give you one final tip, which would be to hold on, because this slide will blow you away in more than just one way. Thank you all for watching, bye bye.